Learn how the S.O.S method can save your coaching business. Let's chat. Welcome to the Automation Mastery Podcast. This is your host, Justin Morgan of automationmastery.net, here to help you automate your business, master your destiny, and maximize your impact. Let's get to the episode. Let's chat. What's up, Automation Nation? It's Justin Morgan, founder of automationmastery.net, here to help you, coaches, speakers, and trainers, create automated systems in your business to multiply your revenue. I hope you all are doing well. Right now, I want to share something with you that I believe, strongly and firmly believe, through evidence of seeing it myself, experiencing it myself, could actually change and revolutionize your business if and only if you put it in practice. So it's something you can actually implement today into your business and use. So it's up to you to use, but it's for you to use. Now, this method really came from observation, right? So again, it was when I first got it, right, before I started practicing it myself. And I had a couple of mentors in business, and the way they ran their business was, it was actually kind of magical to see. Right? So initially, when I got to this thing, right, I didn't understand the workings of some of these agencies that were putting out all this work of marketing and sales pages and products and courses and coaching. I didn't know what all back end stuff needed to go into it. And so for me, like I was completely blindsided as to the amount of work that goes into running an event, to creating a course, to building an entire sequence out. Like the amount of work that goes into every piece is crazy. But then to make things even like more tense for me mentally and emotionally was just how to actually close a sale from an event, right? Successfully. And I just felt like there had to be some crazy process that we had to go through to make it happen. Like it just couldn't be easy. It couldn't be simple. It's not something that just could happen like that, a snap of your fingers. Like it just had to be complicated. Because from my side of things, like, and I made a purchase from an event, like it felt complicated from my standpoint, not in what I had to do, but just thinking on their side of things, like maybe there was a lot of work that went into them getting it done. And because I remember I was at an event and I opted in for something and I went back and I had a couple meetings. And then after a few meetings, I ended up buying something and being in a system. And that was it. Again, I thought for me that like it was super complicated. It's just there must have been a lot that went into me getting to that point. But when I got a chance to sit on the other side of the table and see what these guys did, it actually was amazing. And they did what I would call, again, the S.O.S method, right? The first thing they did, and I realized it, is that they kept their system simple. When it came to selling, another S, they kept their system, like they kept things simple. As in, they were on stage, they had a pitch to text a number. Didn't take much to do that, right? Didn't take much work, nothing complicated behind it. Like it's very straightforward. Text number with some information, someone will reach out to you. They pass that information to another person. They reach out to you with another text message, and then invite you a conversation. From there, they just make sure to communicate with the next person that they need to speak to in order to continue the conversation. Till you then get to the end point, you have another conversation. They sell you, you say yes or no, and then they have somebody else just already ready to enter in information. Now these things are already set up. There's like no fancy system. There's no weird 10-day sequence of emails. It's just speaking to people. Now, just be like, what does that have to do with automation? Follow me, okay? Because ultimately, the founders of it, right, didn't have to do all the work here, right? They spoke on stage. They had a team that did some of the intermediary work. They helped close the sale, and then the rest of the team finished it out, right? That's it. So they kept it simple for themselves. Even the overall concept And the process from a large standpoint, if you were to map it out, is actually very simple. And so what I want you to do first in your business, in your movement, in your process, in your organization is really look at how you can simplify start to finish. How can you simplify the process of someone new turning into a customer, a client, a member? How can you make it as simple as possible and effective, right? And the second part was optimization. Now, as I followed them over time and having more conversations, I really understood and realized why they did things in certain orders and at different steps. And I realized that they were optimizing each step. Even though it was simple, they were optimizing each step for a certain reason. So, case in point, similar process. The reason, right, they don't just take you through some complicated email sequence or take you to some sales page with a presentation that have you just check out through a cart, is because they invite you for a conversation in order to figure out where you really are and optimize the amount of value they can give, essentially the amount of revenue that they can get out of the situation, while also making sure that you're getting the right solution, right? It would make no sense for me. So again, if somebody came to you and asked you for a snack, it would make no sense for you to walk out with an entire four-course platter. Like it just doesn't fit. I just wanted a simple bag of chips, but you walked out with a meal. The rest of that meal is going to be wasted. At the same time, if I came to you and told you I was starving for 10 days and you walked out with a bag of Fritos, I would, again, I'd take it, but it's not really all that I need. And so that conversation is there to be able to help them optimize and see where you are, how much you really need, right? So I win more because I'm actually getting what I actually need, right? Instead of just getting some little ebook or something that really doesn't do him any good. At the same time, they win as a business because they can figure out what's the most beneficial, what the highest budget is, or what the person's willing to invest, and therefore optimize their income. So again, they optimized, right? They found ways to make that simple system make the most impact and the most revenue out of it. Okay. And then lastly, they systemize. So they simplify, they optimize, and they systemize, right? What does the systemize part mean? That means that they then, so not just thinking about how to make it simple, not just optimizing, right? Not just looking at the steps and seeing how can we make each step most beneficial for everyone, right? Time, energy, money, and effort. But then the last piece is taking it and formalizing it. Either you formalize it for your team so they can operate it, you implement some tools so that way it takes you out of the picture. Again, you make it common practice. You systemize it, right? It shouldn't be just something random. Like it's the system, it's the procedure, it's the process. This is the way it needs to be done every single time, and everyone needs to understand it, right? Systemize it. Systemize that thing. And so I want you to look at your business. So again, this is crazy, right? So if you do this, can actually make a difference in your business. Take a look at your business. Simplify. Optimize. Again, look at all the steps and see how you can pull more value at every step. Is there a way to multiply the value that you can give or multiply the income or the revenue opportunity in those scenarios? And then lastly, systemize, right? Systemize. Take a time and actually work out a process that is repeatable, that you can pass down, offer, give to other members of your team to replicate and do, and allow you to step out of it and still get the result that you want. Okay. Sorry. I know it's crazy. I'm trying to get my podcast voice back, right? As I'm doing more of this content. But take that. The S.O.S method really makes a difference for you and your business. If you found this useful, make sure you share this with a friend, family member, or a foe because they need this information too. I appreciate you and all that you do. Again, I'm Justin Morgan, founder of AutomationMastery.net, here to help you automate your business, master your destiny, and maximize your impact. I'll see you in the next episode. And as usual, treat each day as a building block to a better future. Peace.